Let's talk about you, man.
Who?
Flex Wheeler, man, the legend. Obviously, as we get closer and closer to Olympia, you're going to be the topic, or you already actually are the topic of many conversations, right? Anyway, how do you look at that criticism and analytical discussions about your comeback?
Are you alluding to one particular or something that you heard already?
No, not at all. I was just saying in general. I mean, it's online, like we said. People will talk, right?
It's freedom of speech. I get that. Freedom of speech, but also you got to be accountable for what you say. It's freedom of speech. I can go off and say anything I want about the president, but certain things, they're going to hold me accountable, and somebody is going to come knock on my door if I say certain things, and I'm not going to be able to yell that freedom of speech. I'm going to get handcuffed and taken away. For me, freedom of speech doesn't entitle you to go off and just rip your mouth and say anything you want and not be accountable for it. My business partners, they say, hey, listen, any exposure is great exposure.
All publicity is good publicity, you know it.
I'm kind of wired differently. There's been a few occasions where there's been shows and they were really hard critical about, that didn't bother me. My thing is I'm nobody's comic relief. Do I get mad at every single person that goes and says something negative or derogatory about me? No, of course I don't. It actually fuels me. Whether I agree with them or not, I will go and check on that situation and make sure I'll address it, or I will address it. In my commentating, I've always been very professional in what I say, even if I have to be honest and say that someone didn't look well. I don't attack that person as a person, because now I'm not talking about them as an athlete anymore. I'm putting them down as a person. More or less my makeup, where I come from, I come from an era where if you talk something about somebody down the street or on the block, expect for the boy to come and handle his business when he sees you, no questions asked. But the great thing about it is it taught us to have respect for what we say and be accountable.
Are you comfortable posting the progress pictures as you leading up to the competition? Are you going to show the fans your progress?
I've been pretty honest too. Within the last 3 weeks, I posted quite a few photos with me with my shirt off. I'll reveal my legs probably in another 4 weeks. And then I'm going to shut down because I want there to be a wow factor. When I walk on stage, I want to show everybody everything up to the last minute. And then there's no wow factor when we going on stage. I felt it was necessary to show some of my pictures of me changing my training videos and everything like that, because I don't think a lot of people, A, took me seriously, B, thought that I could actually be competitive and carry enough muscle or whatnot. So I wanted to do that, to be brutally honest. Do have to understand there is a business part of it. And the business part of it is for the Olympians, they want people to have to come to see what the final package is going to be. If I reveal that to them to the show, then why would they want to come to see me compete?
Now, I think recently Kevin Levrone said that he's no longer going to compete this year.
I pulled out of the show because, to be honest with you, I'm not going to look the way that I want to look.
Depending on how you place, you're going to make a decision whether you want to do another one next year, or, do you make plans for after the competition?
I am booked damn near every weekend after the Olympia on appearances. But as far as competitions, until I see what the finishing product looks like on stage and how that happens, there's no reason to make a decision as of right now. I don't even have room to debate on what I should do after that. I have too much work ahead of me over the next 3.5 months.
How's your prep going overall?
I'm pretty shocked, almost scared of how well things are going and how far ahead I am. I just don't get it. I don't get it at all, why things are I wouldn't say coming quickly. I mean, it's 24 hours a day for me, so it is taking a long time, but I get it over a short few months. I've changed tremendously, but that's always been me. You even hear people talk about me before when I was younger or when I was competing. I always was an extreme responder. I always responded fast. Training is just going great. I'm trying to slowly or articulately sculpt the sculpture. So I have to put a lot of focus on certain body parts before other body parts, just to be able to make sure that my symmetry stays intact and I can bring back the symmetry that I had before. Like now I get a lot of comments on, my forearms are small or anything like that. I haven't trained them yet because I know that they'll grow fast and it's such a small body part. So I'm trying to really focus on parts that I was worried about, like my shoulders and my back. And now that they're starting to respond more, I can start giving some focus on the smaller body parts that I'm not concerned about whatsoever. I never looked like this 3 weeks out from a show, not to mention 4 or 5 months out from a show. So it helps me relax a little bit, but I'm I'm so terrified of my competition, and to be brutally honest, I've always been terrified of my competition. I don't take things lightly, so I'm so terrified. I don't really look at it as I'm ahead of schedule, even though I am according to all my other shows. I look at it like things are going well. Keep your foot on the pedal to keep causing changes to happen. I'm super, super excited. Some body parts never look like this at all. On my best day in competition, and then majority of all my other body parts just didn't look like this 3 months out from a show. I wouldn't show this type of detail or whatever. The interesting thing is one of the things I'm going to reveal later on is my blood work, because a lot of people think, okay, how is he doing this? He can't be healthy. He has to be doing this. He has to be doing that. I just think the man upstairs, and I'm just going to keep grinding. I just want to say to all the competitors that I'll be competing with, man, it's purely going to be a true honor to stand on stage with you young gentlemen and to go battle. Guys, I'm looking forward to it so much. I know there's a lot of great new talent out there, and I can't wait to every one of you guys and shake your hand, and let's enjoy ourselves up there and give everybody a great show.
Generation Iron 2.